Hi, my name is Cindy Seitz-Krug. Thanks for joining me for week 6 of a grid design every week for a year. This week I thought we would change it up a little bit, and instead of using a square grid, we're going to work with a triangular grid and do some design. So come on over to the machine and I'll show you what we're going to do. All right, so here is what the finished product will look like. These are simply triangles filled in with parallel lines, and it's very easy to do. And we're starting with a diamond grid. And what I've done is taken my blue marker and a ruler and simply drawn in a straight line. Well, that pen doesn't work so good. Used a ruler for this, but anyways, I made straight lines. So you turn your diamonds into triangles by doing that. And this is a pre-printed panel, and within a few days I'm going to have these and a bunch of other pre-printed grid panels up on my website for sale, so check those out. Alright, so I've quilted most of this already because I didn't want this segment to get too long. You'll see I've already filled in a bunch of these triangles, and I'll show you some of the tricks. But I do want to point out that on this white fabric with green thread, it doesn't look nearly as pretty as this one does with green thread on green fabric. So you can just see where your fabric choices and thread choices are going to make a big difference. So let me start. We'll just finish off these few little triangles that I haven't done. And I'll tell you some of the ins and outs you need to watch for when you're quilting. Alright, so the main thing that you need to remember is when you start a triangle, you want to start on the long straight line. And of course, you don't want your lines going the same direction as the triangle before it. So now I'm going to go ahead and stitch up this line and fill in this triangle with parallel lines. So remember, always start on a straight line. So we'll go right up here. And I'm just going to fill this in with parallel lines. I'm going to go all the way to that marked grid line. And I'm just eyeballing the straightness of these lines. You don't need to agonize over it, just do the best you can. So look, here's a teaching moment. I made a mistake, but we're just going to continue on. But I want to show you, I didn't pay attention. I followed this line, and what's happened here is these lines are the same as those. So we lose our design there. So if I was working on a show quilt or something I cared about, I would take that out and go up and start on that straight line and come down here. So that was a good example of what not to do. These things you do need to think about. But here we are, we're in good shape. We're going to go ahead and follow this straight line down here. Get back on course. And hopefully I won't make that mistake again. And hopefully you're going to remember, hey, don't do what Cindy did. A lot of these grid-based designs, the bigger ones especially, look really beautiful in modern quilts. And you'll see a lot of them in the modern quilting the modern quilts that you see so much nowadays. Okay, so now let's see if we go this way. No, because they're going to be the same as that. So what I want to do, I'm going to go ahead and travel up to that top line and then start doing my parallel lines in this direction. if you start on a straight line, it will keep your line straight throughout the whole triangle. If you try to start at a little spot, like at the base of a triangle, and go up to a straight line, there's a really good chance that your lines are going to get off and you won't end up having that straight line at the top. Okay, let's see if we go down this straight line, in good shape. Okay, now I'm going to travel. We've got this little funny triangle. I'm just going to travel up to the top and go ahead and fill that in. Actually, because those are going this angle, I can just use the straight line I'm on and make my lines go. Follow that first straight line I quilted there. That is that. So let's look at how that looks. I'm going to turn it over, and again I just want to point out that it really doesn't look very pretty with the white fabric and the green thread. And even let me see, if I turn it over, it's pretty nice with that without seeing all your marks. But what I think is really pretty is something like this. So bear in mind what you're working with, and if you try something out and it doesn't look good to you, try it with different fabric and thread, and it might just look exceptionally beautiful. So that's all for today. I kept it short. I gave you guys a little bit of a break. Something I haven't mentioned in previous segments is one of my new online classes, 30 Tips and Tricks for Better Machine Quilting. This is 30 different things that I have struggled with over my years as a machine quilter, little issues that have caused me frustration, and I've solved those problems. And this is a lecture demo type class. You don't have to work on a project or anything, but this really has a lot of good solutions to help you be a more successful quilter and more comfortable and more confident. So check it out. It's on my website, quintessentialquilting.com. It's an online version or DVD version, so I hope you'll look at that. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next week.